Welcome to FCC Supporter Square, the show for fans, by fans, and about fans. Here's your host, Mark Suffin and Matt Warman.
Hey, I know it's Halloween. The trick is we've been gone for a while. The treat is we're back. No, we're not gone for good. No, we haven't had a big fight. No, it's just as we say on this program, life got in the way. I went to Ireland for a week and then we didn't have any guests and Mark was busy, so I'm never gonna do a podcast with just me. That's just that means I'm wearing a tinfoil hat, or you should be wearing one if that ever happens. So I'm not going to record by myself. I need a co-host. I need somebody to rein me in, quite frankly. Um, but that being said, we are here, just the two of us. We've got to try to catch up on some of the things FCC and get together and hang out and have a good time and let you guys know that we have guests coming in the pipeline and we'll probably have a great year-end show as we do. So sorry for the delay, but when the team is off for a while and I can't see anybody and I don't have a huge pile of guests, things like this happen, and that's why we get paid no bucks. So how are you doing, sir?
Matt, doing excellent, sir. Great to see you. It's been a while. Certainly, I miss getting our weekly get-togethers here, but obviously, so many things going on in our lives, and when the team is off, I guess we just have to be off with them. So I'm I'm okay with that. Great to see the background that you have. Honestly, the background behind me was a little more homemade than your uh, AI
AI
driven.
generated.
AI driven, but hey, orange and blue all over the place here. That is cool. And just getting ready to have a fun time with you once again. Good to see you, sir.
Great to be seen. First things first, because of your background, once again, the TIFO people have killed it. They have killed it again. I love every single TIFO. I don't care if you call me a homer or whatnot. I know that they've opened it up for more people, so it's not like just one guy who's doing this. It's anybody can do it. You just have to kind of fill out the form, and you can see that the standards are high. They're not taking just anything. So you can't just go, well, I had like a lion fighting something, but they didn't like that. Because you have to bring your A game because we're bringing ours.
Exactly. And this is a self-proclaimed stick figure failure. I can't even draw stick figures. But that meant tracing was not only a challenge, but an accomplishment that now in my 57th year of going around the sun, I am a wonderful tracer, as I have found. Adam Chick and I went up and traced some, and then some great people finally put it all together. It took several sessions to get the job done, but wow, what a tifo! This, we're continuing to swing above our level. We are just killing it each and every tifo. So this is just the next step up for us.
I love it. I love the kind of street vibe that it has. Certainly the colors. People who have not done TIFOs before, and we're not going to do a TIFO primer here, but it takes a while. You have to throw an image up on a wall, a rather large wall. You have to have the TIFO itself sewn up and ready to go. As you saw the size of that if you were in the stadium or seeing pictures of it, it's huge, and you have to trace every little piece there.
Yep.
In some instances, you may want to where the dark colors and the light colors, even inside the C, let's say of Cincy, you would see that you'd have to trace not only the C but maybe the inside of the C so you can differentiate the two colors. So it takes sometimes 2 or 3 days just to trace an image onto a blank canvas, and then it takes another 3 or 4 days, depending on how many people are on it, to paint the damn thing. It is a really involved process, and
Yes.
Sometimes we do it when the temperatures aren't optimal, let's put it that way, particularly the February ones.
Yeah,
It gets quite cold.
absolutely.
Or 95 degrees. I've done it in both. I've done it in ice cold conditions and brutal warm. So kudos to those guys. Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to do that. My free time was very limited on that. So, but I always want to give kudos to those people. So, hey, first off, playoffs. Um,
Yes.
Playoffs and some surprises, some shocks, some well, we know that was going to happen. But let's talk about the game that just happened on Monday.
Yeah.
I think I've now seen FCC matches at home on every day of the week, and Mondays
Yeah.
are not the best.
No.
So I think Gary's talking to you.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Gary's hungry. Yeah, so he's hungry for a victory, and I think the team slated his thirst temporarily. What did you think of the game?
Well, I've got to say, obviously a 1-0 victory meant that every second counted and every second mattered. But I saw quality. I saw quality up front. I saw quality in the midfield. I saw quality in the back. We don't get a clean sheet without quality. So, everybody was working hard, and you just saw, what practice does when you finally have a team that can put the same side out, for a couple of matches in a row. We're finally getting to that. We didn't have that hardly all year.
I don't
So,
think we've ever had the same
oh,
until this last Monday. I don't think we've ever had two lineups the same because of injuries and other things.
yep. So, got to say, got to give it up to the Capos. Got to give it up to the Knights. Actually, welcoming in who knew the master drummer Nick Hagland of all people, doing his thing, doing his craft up there in the drum line. He
Is
looked
that
awesome.
is that Trina's new boyfriend? Is that?
Well,
I'm
there
not going
there
to
was
start any rumors here, but I
yeah,
saw pictures of our brigade Trina, as you know. She has been on the show and friend of
yeah,
the show and friend of the brigade, obviously.
yeah.
Was I saw a lot of pictures, so she was showing him the ropes.
Exactly. You just saw a wonderful time was had by all. Plenty of love to go around. And we know Nick Hagland's married, wonderful family, and everything's great there. But just great times in the Bailey seem to always occur. And we just saw that with Trina and Nick, and just the drum line just going strong 90 minutes plus.
We've had Rose Lavelle in previous
Yes.
instances, and congratulations to her for her 100th cap.
Amen.
That was cool.
Down in Louisville.
I thought the first half was a little. They looked like they were shaking off rust because it seems like there was a period of time where we were playing. It seemed like 3 times a week for weeks on end, and they were getting tired and worn out. And it's the middle of the summer, so it's hot and tired. And then suddenly the Leagues Cup was there and gone, and we had a couple of weeks, and then we played a game, and then there was an international break, and then something. We had our scheduled week off was in
Yep.
there. So doesn't look like they've been playing a lot of games, which is good because we needed a lot of healing. So that first half looked a little rusty. The second half, um, man, that was put together. I
Yep.
was I was talking to Sheila late in the second half, and I said, "This is why I wanted an MLS team." It wasn't a goal, but it was a beautiful pass down to the side with a back heel to another back heel to a shot on goal.
Yes.
I think it was Amadis, our first goal scorer.
Yeah.
He almost had a brace on that one. I think he was
Right.
open it again.
Right.
It was a great save, but that was some quality passing in there. There was some good movement. The only downside that we had on that first match is Yedlin, but I heard he's day to day and he was supposed to practice today, so
Yep.
he's good to go for Saturday.
Yeah. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is Naboto, who apparently picked up some kind of knock. The only thing I had really heard was he was trying to get his international visa squared away this week. So that's what his main project was. But apparently, he's been practicing off to the side. Don't know exactly what the extent is, but that's something we're going to be hopefully seeing him ready and in the starting lineup this Saturday. So just hoping that we are just ready to go up to the New York City Flop Club and and take care of business and just finish this job.
So that's something that leads me into, since they changed the rules about the flopping stuff, that you can't be on the ground for very long. Uh, the new tactic by NYC is to play flat-footed and grab. So that whole first half, it was more of a rugby match or a football.
Yeah.
They were we were flying by them. We're flying by them, and they were just grabbing, and the ref was not
Yep.
calling it, was
Nope.
not giving it. Second half, he seemed to give it a little bit more. Uh, I think he was very uneven on his calls.
Yeah.
Uh, Orlando got a yellow card, I think, for dissent, but it was another one of those where the head's down by the waist, and the boot came up on purpose to do that. I think it was New York City last time he got a red card. Maybe it was the Red Bulls, but it
Yes.
was so it's like he's not allowed to bend at the waist, or he gets a yellow card apparently.
Right.
But other than that, I thought it was good play, good goal. I think we had like 16 or 18 shots on goal. We're looking good.
Yeah.
Um, the matches, I believe, at City Field this Saturday, so it's not at Red Bull.
Correct.
My daughter, who lives in New York, is going with friends who have been to matches here at home.
Yep.
Ironically, at NYCFC was
Exactly.
they're getting to see that again, and hopefully they see us advance to the second round of the playoffs, because that team up north had a home game against the Red Bulls, our other favorite team from New York,
Yes.
uh, and they lost 1-0. A 25th minute goal seemed to hold up. So now they're playing, I guess, at Red Bull Arena on Sunday, and they're down. They're down a game. So at a minimum, if we can win Saturday, we get a week off, and we have to wait to see what if Columbus can win the rubber match of the game, or they get knocked out, and we have a home match against the Red Bulls.
Yeah. You saw almost a kind of same match that we had with the possession, but you just didn't see the finishing by Columbus. And credit Red Bulls. They have an experienced back line, and it took every bit of that experience to keep them out of the goal. We've kept Columbus out of the goal. Red Bulls took care of that as well. So kudos to them. They had to put up with 77% possession by Columbus, and you would think that Columbus would just eventually get that goal. It would wear you down until they finally scored. And they've done that all year, except for last match that Red Bulls just said, nope, 90 minutes plus, we've got this. We are locking you down. And it just showed. Every pass got blocked, every cross got handled. And goalie came up with a few saves, and it was magical. You just saw the minutes tick away, and you've just got to be encouraged as an FCC fan. We're always wanting our little brother to go down. So
Exactly. And we're 90 minutes away from us hosting another game. That's very interesting. And
yeah, that would be
Atlanta lost in Miami 2-1, but they play tonight or tomorrow. No, they play Saturday. They also play
but yeah,
Saturday.
it's an 8-day gap, which MLS, you're just making it look, you're not even hiding it anymore.
No, give well, that which kind of dovetails into Lucho's costume today was him as Argentine Messi, which I thought was hilarious. And that's good to keep the vibes rolling, and that your captain comes in as Messi is kind of
Yeah.
a funny thing to dress up with, complete with a trophy.
Right.
So one thing that we have to do is start looking into the future. We've got a player coming in that we know of. FCC2 had a very good season, but not a very good playoff.
Right.
And those things happen. And that's a one and done, unfortunately. But the star of that team, Chirilla, is coming. We have him signed, so he's coming in.
Yes.
Is he a striker? Is he a starting striker?
Every bit. He certainly put forth the effort, and he's just maturing every single match he plays in. So I'm hopeful that getting up to the first team is just going to let him shine, and he will continue to gain experience, continue to because he's doing everything he needs to do to you know get the call up to the first team. I just can't believe the guy's still 17 years old. What were you doing at age 17? It's just
Not playing
insane.
soccer like that. I was playing soccer, but not like that.
Yeah. I mean, between Sharilla and the kid that just got the youngest ever in MLS, Kavan William, what Kavan? Oh,
Yes, they already sold him to City when he turns 18.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting insane how young these kids are. But if they come up and they have the strength, they have the knowledge, and the how to play the game, how to play the game at the speed. That's all it takes.
We have
Uh,
Steven Jimenez as well.
yeah.
Uh, so if we say that's a striker, then we have to look at our striker group. Um, who do we keep? Do we get rid of Giacchino? Because we put Kubo up there. Dado is still up there lurking
Yep.
around. He comes in. Corey Baird came in, but not as a striker. Does he go out?
Yep.
Santos, he's still there. We still have Kevin Kelsey. We haven't had a Kevin Kelsey sighting in some time.
Right.
It's been a rough year from a family, from a personal standpoint. And
Yeah.
and some people say, and I've got to mention this. This is the same thing when Brenner came up. Same thing when Bariel came up. That first year, they show little flashes, and you go, okay, that's good. And then there's like this long lull. You got to remember that he's 21 years old. Probably hasn't been out of was Colombia, right? I can't remember which country he came from, but it doesn't matter. Argentina, Brazil, any of those countries. He's got to speak more English. He speaks Spanish. The culture is completely different. He
Yep.
lost his father in a tragic accident. That's a lot of stuff to deal with. It takes a year. Barriel, his first year wasn't the Barriel that we knew.
Right.
Brenner's first year, people were like, trade him, trade him. But then the second year was like, keep him, keep him. And then he left. And they're like, well, why did he go? Right? It's be patient with him. So he could be that second striker. But if we're chock full of strikers and we're chock full of defenders, what do we do in midfield? Do we get a different left back? Emil Assad, who did score the goal, is looking good. Do we get his backup is Powell? Do we have Emil Assad as the starter, or is he a backup and we spend money for a really good wing back? Or do we get a complimentary piece that will eventually place Lucho because he's 31 and he gets a lot of knocks and he needs some time off to be the Lucho that we want him to be.
Yeah. Certainly, Lucho is our catalyst, and certainly, I want to see. Yeah, Lucho's 30, but Orishano, I just think he's replaced Barriel emphatically. Goal of the year. Kudos to him. He's just played on the front foot all season long and got better and better and better. What you were seeing early was, just him trying to do too much. And I think, Lucho taking him under his wing and just showing him the ropes, getting him aligned, sort of, doing what he would do with Barrial, he's doing the very same with Oroshano. You almost saw exactly the same kind of mannerisms, but you're just seeing Oroshano now just shining. He's able to play with some swag. He's able to play, you know, the tempo and the speed. Going forward when he should go forward. He can defend really well too. I'm really happy with that. So, but up front, I mean, we've gotten a lot of time out of Santos and Baird. I think Baird still has something to show us. I'm hoping he does. Otherwise, we've got guys that can come in and stake their claim to these spots and be here for the long haul. So we'll just have to see what happens. But I'm just thankful that we do have players that can come in and we don't lose that much. We've gotten goals from Santos, and that was something we weren't getting before. So I'm just happy with what his production's been. Certainly Baird, came as a goal scorer, really hasn't shown a lot of it here. But I see, he's trying to fit in the best way that he knows how in the system that we've got. So I'm just hopefully this playoff he can shine even more. So that's what I'm hoping for that.
Yeah, so that dovetails into for the second year in a row, FC Cincinnati has won goal of the year. Last year was
Yes.
Barcel's banger, and this year was an nearly 80-yard, not the 55-yard, and I was fortunate to see both of those. So kudos to Oroshano, because he is not under contract next year, and we're gonna have to probably sign him as a DP. Is he our DP signing? Do we have somebody else as a DP signing? These are some interesting questions because we want this ball to keep rolling. I've done the spoons and I'm ready, and I got a cup. I need a cup. I got a plate. I got a spoon. I need a cup.
Well, hey, real quick, Matt, just going to point out the winner of last year's goal of the year. Barreal had an amazing goal, but it was not an MLS match. That was a Open Cup match that he did against Pittsburgh. Puskas Award. I think he was in the running for that. But we all remember Acosta. He just took on Charlotte. He went down the field. He said goodbye to one defender, goodbye to the second defender, goodbye to the third defender. I think
that's the goal of the year.
Yeah,
we had so many candidates.
Yeah, and then the second defender again.
And that's the one thing I love about Orellana is that he only hits bangers.
Yeah,
he almost had another banger on Saturday. That curler, because you're in the Bailey, so it's harder for you guys to see it because he was shooting at the Bailey.
Yep.
But he hits the curler from about 20 yards. That was knuckling. There was nothing he could do, nothing the goalkeeper could have done.
Yeah.
And it's curling, and if it was just like another foot, it hits the post and just kind of bounces kind of back out. Another inch, he would have just bounced right in, and that would have been another candidate after he already won goal of the year. Another candidate.
Exactly.
That was amazing.
Yep. Strong shot, and that just shows Oroshano, he's not afraid. And he knows how to. He's really making some good shots. That's just a few inches from just curling in or banging off the post into the goal instead of away from the goal. That's mere inches, and the angle that took, it looked in, and it was just a shock that it didn't go in, and the whole Bailey just gasped all at once, and oh my, because we just expect it now.
Yeah.
We expect Oroshano to just do what Oroshano does, and that's just hit banger after banger after banger. And he is in full throttle right now.
And it goes to show that we're doing this without big stars, right? We do have Lucho. Lucho's been kind of quiet. He still does Lucho things. He almost beat 5 guys. In the first half, the last guy kind of stopped him from getting a shot on goal.
Right.
But we don't right, Orlando is an up and comer, but it's not like we've got this stacked team like Miami or other teams, a couple or
Mhm.
LAFC, where they've got a bunch of proven Premier League players that are on their squad. We're doing
Yeah,
this as a team. We're playing as a team. I think Pat Noonan has got his team healthy enough now that they can be playing like they used to, because this team was dangerous in April and May, right?
yeah,
February and March, they were still trying to figure out, because they had 6 new players. And that's also for the future. Where do we put Kubo? Does he play up front? Is he our super sub again? These are a lot of interesting questions, good
yeah,
questions, but there's a lot of interesting questions, and this winter window is going to be huge for this team,
yeah.
because we had a weak backfield. Do we keep Robinson? Does Robinson want to stay? Does Yedlin want to stay? Right. So I think some of these questions are do we need to go get more backline? That teenage Hadebi, he was great. Oasium is just become a solid rock. We've got this nice
Yep.
Nigerian nightmare back line. It's
Yeah,
fantastic. It's the swagger, and you put Miazga back in that mix after a year off. That man wants to play. That
yeah,
that that is a scary back line if we can do that. So we
right.
just need goal scorers.
Yeah, yeah. Right now, we're just, you know, it was that we were just had our defense just, on patchwork only. And, we got the one win against Miami, and then we just hit the skids pretty much after that until we won up in Columbus. I mean, there was a long lull without a win, and it wasn't looking good for a while. But, getting a Waziem up and comfortable, and then bringing in Hadebi and just seeing how they both work off of each other. Um, I would say Hadebi is probably has the best feet of anybody back in that back line. I just think just a little more work up front. He could be a dangerous person coming up the right side, like Andrew Gutman used to be. He has
Mascara.
no, yeah, yeah, just his footwork alone. I was very impressed with, and he could be a 6'4", 6'5", however tall he is, man going up the sideline because he's got the footwork for it. So I'm just surprised and just excited for what he's bringing.
There's a lot of happiness, and we still have playoff fever to continue. And we are excited because we are back again doing the things that we really, really like to do, which
Yeah,
is this. So I have a couple of things. One, if you're enjoying this and you haven't been on the show, well, why not? Give us a call.
yeah,
Hit us up. If you're listening to this or watching this, we would love to have you talk about. You get to talk just like we do. We're just normal people. We're not pundits. We're not. We're not snobs of any sort. We're here and not only happy to hear you with your opinion, but how you became a fan. This is why
yeah,
this is what it is. And we have a lot of cast of characters. We know the Vanguard and the Fifth Line. They are nothing but characters.
yep.
But we love everybody. We love all different kinds of points of view. Doesn't matter if you sit in the first row in the Bailey or the last row at the opposite end of the stadium. We want to hear from you, or not at all, or maybe you're from another part of the world, another country. It does not matter.
Yeah,
Uh, the second part is that officially, uh, the we've had at the brigade a collaboration when we joined up with Sam Adams.
yep.
That is our pre-match place. They've been nothing but accommodating. I said when we started, I wonder if we could do a collab, and the president said they're a big group, they're not going to ask us. And then they asked us, and so I said literally hold my beer, I've got something. So it took a while. Getting names through legal is a nightmare because you have to register the beer name. Apparently that is a thing, a state thing. So it took a while, but it is a delicious beer. It is Ohio at the tap room. It is Ohio is orange and brew. It is an orange Irish cream stout or Irish
Yep.
cream ale, not a stout.
Yep.
It is delicious. It has a nice little orange texture. It's not it
Yep.
doesn't taste like orange. It is made with some tangerine just to give it the coloring more than the flavoring.
Okay.
Nice light drink. I bought four crowlers and gave them to friends last week, and talking with them, the feedback so far has been good. They made four kegs, and I think they're just about kicked two of them already. So if you want to have one,
Okay.
come get some because
Yeah.
it's flying off the shelves. And I was told that they would make it again for next season as well.
Okay.
So while supplies last,
Right.
ladies and gentlemen, get yourself out there and get yourself some fine brew and cheer on the team whether home or away. And you can get yourself a crowler, which is a nice big 32-ounce can to take home with you as well.
Exactly.
So be a band, drink a beer. That's what we do. That's what we
Mhm.
want. That's what we want you to do, and we want you to just relax and enjoy. It's crazy out there with Halloween and all the other crazy nonsense that's going on outside. Uh, we're happy to be here and cheer on our favorite team. Do you have any last words, Mark? Okay.
Well,
Did he- There you go.
wonderful. You could just see, how the whole everyone in TQL Stadium was excited. Uh, Clapping for anyone that is up and about on Saturday. We're trying to get some brigaders and whoever else wants to. We're going to be over in Mount Lookout over at Millions Cafe. And that's right there in Mount Lookout Square. So for the match on 5 on Saturday, bring it. Bring it. It should be fun for everyone involved. So you can be part of it.
Millions, look out, be there, 5 o'clock Saturday.
Amen.
Right. I wonder if you could tell that I used to do radio back in the day.
Just a little bit.
It's a little outside. So anyhow, send us a line. And I did hear from several people over the match on Monday, like, "Hey, are you guys okay? Are you guys still doing that?" I'm like, yeah, we're still doing it. Could I be on? Like, yeah. So we're trying to set up some guests. We've got a couple of guests, hopefully three, maybe set up in the pipeline. But once the playoffs are over, we are going to take a break and try to get some things set up. We may have other people in the mix. Who knows what's going to happen in the future, but it's going to be good things, I can tell you that. And we will have our year-end extravaganza, and I will have Mark there. I don't care if he's on his deathbed. I don't care if he's working a 20-hour shift. He is going to show up to the Super Fan Special, the hour-long show, and we're going to shoot it at the tap room, probably in December, just depending on outcome of this season, and we'll be asking some of these same questions to more crazy, knowledgeable, wild people to your delight.
Amen. Great to see you again, Mr. Matt, and thank you so much for getting the band back together. This has been wonderful. Maybe we could have a little place over at Glendale Brewery. That would be pretty nice. What an iconic place that would be to have a nice little show.
Oh yeah, we could do that. Absolutely, we could probably set that up at the Glendale House in Glendale.
Amen.
Some
Amen.
fine beers there, and
Yes.
we've had already a couple of good events.
Soirees.
Yeah. So yeah, well, I think that's also in our future as well. We could probably get all of these things kind of taken care of, and we're so happy that we're back, and we're so happy that you're listening, and we'll catch you next time here on FCC Supporter Square.
Thank you for listening to FCC Supporter Square. Your hosts are Mark Shupin and Matt Fleming. If you'd like to be a guest, please contact us at fcc.supp.square@gmail.com. The intro song was Living Inside My Brain by the Stone Buttons. The exit song was Awesome Sauce, also by the Stone Buttons. Thank you for listening.